They cost nothing to play, but I got something to say. Time for nanDEMOnai. It's story time again for this nanDEMOnai, where we're checking out the demo for a wise use of time. It's a text adventure. It's on Steam, and apparently it's on sale for $3 for the full version until September 11th. But I'm not sure if this video will be up before that happens. But sci-fi thing, I believe. And let's just get into it. With the power to freeze time, you can ransack a casino, rescue a celebrity, or cheat death itself. A Wise Use of Time is a thrilling 260,000-word interactive sci-fi novel by Jim DeTillo, author of Zombie Exodus, winner of the 2011 Zizzy Special Recognition Award for Interactive Fiction. Your choices control the story. It's entirely text-based, without graphics or sound effects, and fueled by the vast, unstoppable power of your imagination. Okay, that's boilerplate from these guys. When you freeze time, no one can see you, hear you, or stop you, except perhaps a handful of mysterious time controllers like yourself. Every second you steal puts more stress on your body and mind. Will you bring justice to the mobsters who run rampant in your city? Will you steal from them to provide for those in need? Will you share your power with your friends and family? Will you destroy your own powers, or will your powers destroy you first? Those are all good things to do. They have, like, no evil in there? You can play as male or female, gay, straight, or bisexual. Develop relationships with one of 4 main romantic options, or a secret one. Track your relationships and moral stats as they change. Level up your time control powers or nullify them to protect yourself and others. First 3 chapters are free. And if anything, it's probably only going to go up $1 or $2 on the price increase, because usually these things go for like $4 or $5 tops. Totally worth it. I mean, you get that much content for $4 or $5. You can't get books, even ebooks, for that price sometimes. Anyway, we'll probably do about the first chapter of the intro or something, and call it there. The beginning of your new life involves a busy intersection, a speeding truck, a text message, and time stopping. Usually you don't... Why'd you mention time stopping right off the bat? Lead into that. Anyway, it happened so fast, in the blink of an eye. Actually, with the blink of an eye. While you're walking across 12th and High Streets near that deli with a really strong coffee, a text message on your phone draws your attention. You look up to a green light and divert your gaze right back to your phone screen. As you pass midway through the intersection, a large object fills the corner of your vision. You hear brakes lock and squeal. Looking up, you spot the massive front grille of a truck in large letters reading, Baketown Delivery. You close your eyes as the truck barrels down, but it only takes a second, maybe less. The world goes silent. The noise of cars, the truck's horn, the hum of people talking, the clamor of the city. Your body tenses, and when you peek your eyes open, everything is stopped. And now you stand in the middle of the street, but the truck towers beside you, not 3 inches from your face. The grille of the massive vehicle leans forward at an odd angle, and a billow of smoke rises from its front tires, hanging in the air as if painted on invisible canvas. In the corner, a woman points at you, her mouth open to shout, but no sound emits. A bird flies high above you, stuck in the foreground of the sky, hanging in flight with its wings mid-flap. Somehow, it remains suspended. You step away from the truck. Everything in your field of vision stands still, stuck in limbo, locked in the middle of motion. You spin to the side and face the corner you left moments ago. A tall businesswoman in a trench coat trips on a crack in the sidewalk but doesn't fall. A waiter at an outdoor cafe reaches for money on the table and pours coffee from an urn, the stream of hot liquid seeming never to end. A bus barrels down High Street, its wheels spinning, though it goes nowhere. A cyclist perches next to a parked car. He's balanced upright, though gravity should knock him over. And, somehow, you perceive you are the cause of it. You stop time. In the back of your head, you sense a tickle, like ants crawling over your flesh. An energy bubbles inside your brain. You are in control, but for how long? You don't know how you know, but time will start again soon. You feel an intangible compulsion to move, to run, to test your power, to interact with the frozen city. I'm going to help the businesswoman up. And there are evil options. It said I could steal if I wanted to. You rush towards the businesswoman, her long body graceful in its descent, her heel snagged on a crack in the concrete. A flap of her coat folds outward, caught in the midst of action. Her back bends at an awkward angle, and mouth curls in an O. In her hand, a styrofoam cup tilts to the side, lid popped off and suspended above it, flecks of liquid in mid-rain. You grip the woman's shoulders and take a deep breath, like a weightlifter ready to bench press. But as you start to remove her, she glides with little effort, seemingly along an invisible track, like somehow the world allows you to make such a change. It reminds you of sweeping across a tablet, smooth and simple, and her body repositions. You tilt her cup and recap the lid. You refold her coat. You straighten her right leg and swivel her arm. The itch in the back of your head grows to a sharp pain. Your ears buzz, your eyes blur, and a metallic taste rises in your throat. You blink and hear a pop. Opening your eyes, the world moves all at once. The truck's tire squeals as it passes the intersection where you used to be. The bird flutters across the sky. The woman next to you shuffles and staggers but stands upright. A look of confusion crosses her face. She glances at the crack in the sidewalk and twists in all directions. Her eyes cross your gaze, and she flashes a brief smile as she saunters away as if nothing happened. You step to the edge of the curb and follow the pack of pedestrians across the street. And so it begins. Chapter 1. Everything's dark with your eyes closed. While you're walking along High Street, your mind races at the thought of what you just experienced. Time stopped. Everything froze in place. Had that delivery truck not stalled in time, you'd be seriously injured or even dead. But how'd you do it? You can't help but feel excited, anxious, inquisitive, or hesitant. Inquisitive. And to learn about my ability. If you can control time, surely there are rules to learn and follow. All you can think about is testing your new ability and gaining more control of it. You recall events from your past where time distorted but never full-on hit the brakes. A softball sailing through the air as your leather mitt extended overhead as you ran through left field. The ball rose through the foreground of a hazy blue sky, and just as it peaked, it slowed for its descent. Noises garbled in the distance, low-pitched and stretched, like a song playing at half speed. Catch it. Back then, you thought the rush of adrenaline made everything seem slow. And then in college, your freshman roommate partied too hard one October night and danced on the third-floor balcony of Wilson Hall. The time slowed then, too, and just as Chris teetered over the edge of the stone rail, you grabbed the leg and pulled the drunk roommate to safety. I would just like to point out I have never danced on a stone rail. But nothing like stopping time has ever happened before, only odd moments of distorted clarity. You grew up in a small suburban town in Pennsylvania with your mother and father. You are their son. Okay, so it still kind of subscribes to the binary, but they tried to be a little inclusive. Your parents named you... Christian's close enough. Family name is... Christian King sounds cool. Sounds like a position, not a name. Like a title, I mean. When you grow up in a small town, life seems to crawl along at an even pace. Everyone knows your name. Everyone goes to the same schools. When you think back to those formative years, you realize small towns are too slow. Enjoy the community. Like a laid-back community. We'll go laid back. As you're growing up, your father and mother provided all that you needed. A healthy family, food, clothes, love. Having grown up in harder times, their mission was to provide for their children, so life was easier for you than how your parents had it. You should want for nothing, your dad would say. He never failed on his promise. You were always shy back in high school and never seemed to focus on forming romantic relationships, but during college you dated off and on, had a long-term relationship lasting your junior year. Alright, and this is where you get to pick the sexuality. Alright. She was my first true love, but she switched schools over summer break and we lost touch. Your first long-term romance ended abruptly, and from then on, you've had no serious relationships. After college, you took the path of most new graduates. You moved home. Soon afterwards, you focused on career. Data analyst, natural athletes, or career in the media. Let's go media. Sorority cutting close to home. Let's just pretend. You accepted an entry-level job at a local television news station. After 6 months at the station, your work ethic, coupled with good looks and charisma, landed you a part-time spot as an on-air reporter. Your popularity grew with each passing month until you were made a permanent part of the Live at 5 nightly news show as a junior anchor. Aside from your charisma, you relied on your intellect and common sense, because physical fitness is not my bag. I'm not that bad off. Anyway. Enough self-deprecation. Let's keep reading. While you were originally hired for your social While you were originally hired for your social skills and appearance, you displayed a thorough knowledge of current events and the ability to speak on a variety of intellectual topics. The news team noticed and awarded you a weekly segment in which you provided insight into hot news topics and engaged in political debates and interviews. You thrived in your anchor role and grew to be a big news personality in a small market. Unfortunately, you fell victim to the cutthroat world of news television. A friend and colleague fed you false information, a scandal involving the mayor that would end her career. When you aired the report, the mayor's office countered the allegations, proved you wrong, and quickly discredited you. The news group fired you and provided no legal support on the subsequent civil lawsuit, and lawyer fees wiped out your savings. Way to go. The worst part of losing your career and money was, I liked having lots of money. No financial position to help my family, saving up to buy my own house, and relocate. Losing all that money jeopardized my future. This felt like a failure. Just felt like a failure. You harbor feelings of self-resentment for believing your colleagues' false accusations about the mayor. Had you researched the truth and fact-checked the rumors, you never would have made such a scathing report. In the past year, everything changed. Your father, once a prominent car dealer, disappeared one evening at the end of winter. You searched for him, and when you couldn't find him, you searched for any reasons why he was gone. Always a reasonable man, his unexplained disappearance left you unsettled and confused. So that's going to be a plot thread. Or you can just BS it. Now I wonder if my newfound ability has something to do with his disappearance. There must be some greater purpose to your power to stop time. Must be linked somehow to your father. This ability run in the family? Did your father see early signs of the ability and leave you? Something as phenomenal as controlling time must be linked to his disappearance. Despite your grief and worry about your father, you managed to earn your MBA from Penn State and worked at a small firm as a research associate. A headhunter recruited you for Eternity International in the sales division. You left a lot behind. Family, friends, a community, loves. Moving to the big city, you adapted to the fast-paced lifestyle and the hectic work schedule as best you could. Life back in small towns faded into memory. A month later, you could stop time. You turn off High Street onto Melrose Avenue, a narrow alley-like stretch of commercial buildings remodeled into low-rent apartments. Across from these buildings, a playground and recreation center take up space on the edge of the neighborhood past a highway bordering the Delaware River. Your mind seems awakened, and as you stand on the front steps of your apartment building, something calls from the inside, a voice telling you to try again, to stop time. Nervous energy builds in your limbs. You feel stressed, agitated. It's an itch you can't scratch. So I'm guessing you live in Philadelphia if you're on the Delaware River? I may pick this up and go through it just for that. How are you able to stop time? Why now? Are you across the world developing powers? Or are people across the world developing powers, or just you? So many questions come to mind, and yet you don't know where to begin to have them answered. You glance around the area. Everything comes into bright focus, like peering through the lens of a high-powered camera. Teenagers play a pickup basketball game outside the rec center. And a few preschoolers chase each other on the grass while parents watch and gossip. A pair of toddlers play in the monkey bars, each one precariously close to falling. Barreling down the highway off-ramp, a double-wide pickup truck squeals as the brakes strain to slow the heavy load of its cargo bed. Let's go to the playground and see if anyone needs help. You cross the street and walk across the shallow grass field toward the playground. A mix of toddlers run and skip and dance and play, while adults stand idly on the sidelines or sit on benches. A trio of children pile a number of blocks, so the stack stands taller than them. A sand pit holds 4 kids who build huge tan dunes and giggle with each scoop of their tiny plastic shovels. As you soak in the scenes of children playing, the 2 who caught your eye hang upside down from a 6-foot-tall jungle gym, while a man, whom you assume to be their father, focuses on his laptop. The boy slides his arms around a bar and laughs as he swings, and the girl maneuvers her legs in the shape of a triangle around a loop. Then it happens. The girl slips. Sweat breaks over your forehead. Your heart pumps faster. The back of your head itches, and the pain swells like you've been hit with a hammer. You blink, and time stops. The little girl hangs in midair, arms and legs extended toward the monkey bars. You move closer, amazed at the floating body like it's some stage magician's trick. Nearby, a little boy reaches to catch the girl. You move under her body and cradle her in your arms. You feel her hair tickle your forearms, but she's weightless. She doesn't breathe. Her face reads terror as the last thing she knew was falling. You blink and time restarts. The girl sinks into your waiting arms, and you step to the side of the jungle gym to put her down. She squirms in the air and flashes a sweet, innocent smile as she jumps down. Immediately, she runs back to the bottom ladder and climbs the first few rungs, laughter filling the air around her. Hey, buddy, what do you think you're doing? The man with the laptop rises from his bench and strides over, face as red as his polo shirt. The little girl fell, so I caught her. Who are you to put your hands on my daughter, he says, and steps right next to you, close enough that you smell his coffee breath. He clenches his fist and scowls. Alright, whatever, we're going to take out center. Do it friendly. The whatever is definitely my style. Whatever. Next time, keep an eye on your kid. Father turns around and yanks his son from the monkey bars and snatches up the girl. Don't ever touch my kids again, he yells as he walks away. All eyes stare at you from around the playground, and you hear the murmur of adults as they watch. Take this as a sign to leave and cross the field, heading toward your apartment. Great. Reaching the steps into your building, you feel a sudden jab in your stomach, and your head throbs in quick pulses. Once you're through the door, sweat pours from your scalp, and the stairs ahead of you spin. You reach for the wall and gain your balance. Your feet feel like barbells, and you lug each leg up the next step. As you reach the center of the staircase, a blurry figure appears at the top of the landing. Christian, are you okay? Comes the voice of your roommate, Olivia. She rushes downstairs, skipping a step at a time, and latches her arm around your waist. Stronger than she looks, she guides you up the rest of the way. From the top of the steps, her excited barks echo through the hallway. Olivia's bull terrier pounds down the steps. Lobo, back inside, she yells. The dog bounces and spins, its nails like tap shoes on the hardwood floor. Should I call an ambulance? She speaks to you in a slow, even tone. But her body tenses and she's shaking, so you know she's holding back her panic. You moved in with her a month ago, your first friend in the new city. She showed you around town and introduced you to new cuisines, the arts, and the urban social scene. Going anywhere with Olivia meant complimentary dinners or drinks. Everyone's her friend. I'm fine, Libby, just a bit dizzy. Seeing she looks no less concerned, you add... I've been reading a lot, must be overtired. Truthfully, you have been reading and taking all online courses, and though it's not the real reason for your recent physical woes, you can certainly use some rest. You enter the door of the apartment, and she wrestles you over to the couch. I heard a noise on the first floor and wondered who was banging, and when I saw you struggling to walk, I got so concerned. It's like when my grandma fell in the shower and I had to break down the door to help her. Your eyes looked all far away, and now they look better, and I'm talking really fast because she made me nervous. Okay. I was like, that's a jumbled sentence, but it makes sense. Okay. She pulls back and stares with big brown eyes, but at least you're okay. Olivia heads into the kitchen and sits down at a table. A mixture of clothing, framed artwork, and knickknacks cover the surface, along with a laptop and a camera. She pulls back her long black hair and ties it up in a bun. Tattoo on her back, the head of a serpent, peeks out from under wisps of hair crossing her neck. Your wooziness slowly fades and your vision clears. Moving into the kitchen, you smell the rich aroma of fresh brewed coffee and grab a mug from the cupboard. Your mouth waters and stomach grumbles. You throw open the refrigerator door, grab a container of leftover Chinese food, and dive into it. Loba sits at your feet, eyes following each forkful you take. If you're wondering, I'm taking photos of different things to sell online. I was wondering, actually. In the corner of your vision, a cup flashes on the side of the table as it topples over the edge. Without hesitation, you try to stop time. The cup hits the ground, shattering and spilling the hot liquid all over the kitchen floor. Time didn't stop. I'm so clumsy, Olivia says and grabs a towel. I wasn't paying attention and my elbow hit it. Lobo darts over, pushing his brown snout toward the glass. Out! Olivia shouts and points to the living room, but the dog just backs up a few steps. You grab a roll of paper towels and help her dry the floor. You glance at the spilled drink and broken cup. Despite your efforts, time did not stop. Was it a short-lived ability, now gone forever? Will the power return to you once you've rested? Or is it all a dream, a figment of your imagination? I'll leave it there. It's a good place to stop. I think it might just because it might only work when someone's in danger, or at least it might only work. Yeah, it's probably some sort of physical danger thing. But we shall see. I'm actually, like I said, I might actually pick this up since it seems to be set in Philadelphia, and I've kind of orbited that city forever. So it'd be nice to read something familiar. But that is a wise use of time. That's the name of it. Playing it may be a wise use of time if you're into text adventures and choose your own adventure stories. And it's on Steam. And it's only $3. It might be a little more by the time this video goes up. But if I can get this up before the week is out, I will do my best to do so. Thanks for watching. Top vid's old, bottom vid's new. Everything else, pretty self-explanatory. Big button in the middle goes to my website. There's words there, other stuff.